Today I'm going to show you some of the stretches I'm using to open my hips up. I've been doing that because one, I've wanted to, but also two, with recent kicking practice in bagua, I've realized just how tight my hips are. I'm going to do this stretch, and while I do it, I'm going to talk you through what and why I'm doing it. This is part of what I've been doing for the last several years, science of stretching based stretching. So first of all, I'm going to get into the pose. I'm going to go ahead and put my leg up here. I'm using a lot of props here. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get, oh, I've already got it right there. If I just hold this, I've got a nice stretch here and a little bit of a stretch here. So notice I'm stretching both here under the leg, the hamstrings, and also the hip flexors. So this doesn't look like much, but now I'm going to hold it for, say, 3 minutes. I'm going to do 3 minutes per side. So I've started. There are three principles to what I'm doing. Wet noodle, trying to keep as much of the body relaxed as I can, especially the muscles. Two, passive resistance over time. I don't want to be holding this. Right now I'm doing a little bit of balancing. I'm going to take care of that in just a second. So resistance over time. And then three, you want to breathe to relax. What we're going to do is we're going to calm our body down. And while I'm doing this, this is discomforting. It's somewhat hard, but I'm telling my body, hey, it's okay. And by doing that over and over again, it gets easier and easier and the muscles relax. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this a little bit better. And I'm just going to hold this. If you want to skip ahead, I've got 2 minutes left on this hold. There's a principle that I'm using here that I actually learned in indoor rock climbing. If you're going to use something for support, like my arms, locked out is good. If you have a bend in your arms are going to get tired. My arms, I'm certainly using my arms, but my arms aren't getting tired doing this. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go in a little bit deeper. I'm going to find a position for my arms where I can sense, oh yeah, a little bit more opening up. Oh, and I'm going to relax into that. Caution when you're doing this kind of deep stretching. Don't do this and then work out. This is always after. Even though this doesn't look like much, this is a lot of effort, but it's yin in terms of you're working inward and you're working on yourself. Yang first, yin after. Yin at night, or at least a couple of hours. If you do this well, you're destabilizing your muscles and it would actually be unsafe to use them. And I've actually torn a muscle because I egoed through a pose. And then once I had done that, my kitty knocked me over and I just tore a muscle under my shoulder. It took 6 months for it to heal. So this is all about passive pressure, resistance over time, breathing to relax, wet noodle, softening everywhere. It's not how it feels. Sorry, it is how it feels. It's not how it looks. Now, whenever you're in a pose for this long, right now, I really can't move my legs very well. So I'm actually using my hands to push. It's not that it hurts, though it does hurt a little bit, but there's just weakness. I've got nothing here and nothing here. I really can't do anything much with these. So I'm going to pull out of this slowly. And then once I get back to a stable position, it's fine. I'm really stretched right here. This one's pretty good. Uh, I didn't do that deeply, but that was still pretty good. I'm going to just sort of stretch that out a little bit. Another good thing to do is to do something like this. Okay, good. Now I've got use of the legs again. I'm going to do this from a different position so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to go 45 degrees. And this time, I'll have the up leg. I guess I just put the up leg in the same direction, didn't I? That's fine. Okay, 3-minute timer. Bring my leg up here. Now there's a version of this on the ground. I found though that this allows me to go a little bit deeper and a little more comfortably, and also it allows me to keep my hips more square when I'm doing this up this high. And again, it's not how it looks, it's how it feels, and it's where it feels. That's what's important. 3-minute timer starting. Four in, eight out. Longer out than in. When you breathe in, it tends to upscale or turn on your sympathetic nervous system. When you breathe out, it tends to turn it down. When you breathe into your stomach, it tends to work for your parasympathetic nervous system. I've gotten really deep all of a sudden. I'm going to go ahead and lean into this. I need a little more support to hold this. This is my tighter side. Okay, so places you might feel this. Right now, I'm definitely feeling this on the front of my thigh on my right side. I'm definitely feeling under my thigh being pulled very deeply. My groin is definitely pulling, but surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly to some of you, the arch of my foot, the tendons in the arch of my foot are pulling back a little bit. I'm going to stretch out a little bit more. Nice thing about this floor and a chair like this, notice I just stretched out a little bit more, and oh wow, that's so much deeper. It may not look like I'm doing anything. I assure you, this is intense. And it's, for me, I'm lucky. I tend to get dopamine hits off of Tai Chi and this kind of stuff versus running. So after doing an hour of this stuff, I'm just punch drunk and frazzled, but it's just amazing what this does to your body. Remember, 3 principles: wet noodle, whatever's being stretched is relaxed. This is because you're doing deep flexibility training, not active stretching. Nothing wrong with that other stuff, it's just not what we're doing. So what we're doing is wet noodle, time under passive tension, breathe to relax. And here's the thing, this is really hard when you get started. The more you practice it, the better you train your body that you're trying to relax and that you're okay. And so the more you do stuff, the better your body is like at relaxing into it. 30 seconds left. Now, upstairs, when I do this before going to bed, I tend to do this for 5 minutes. But I'll tell you what, 3 minutes is good. And on this sliding floor, this is really an intense stretch right now. Relax into it for the last 14 seconds. Actually, for the last 10, I'm going to just slowly push up. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to stay right there. That's too much. I don't want to move that much right now. Okay, now, whew, it's going to be hard to get out of. I'm going to put my fist on the ground. Maybe a block here if you don't have it. If you can't quite reach. Okay, that right there is relieving pressure a little bit. Okay, I'm coming back up. And this, I know this probably looks dorky and silly, but that's how these stretches treat my body. So I'm in a little bit of discomfort right now. Actually, I'm not now. But I'll tell you what, uh, my daily lived in experiences, I don't have muscle cramps. I'm comfortable. My back is all good. So this kind of deep stretching, I would strongly encourage you to do a little bit of it every day, 15 minutes. Um, that's what I'm working on now. I'm taking a class on doing this, and I'm also going to be teaching it alongside some Tai Chi stuff. But look into deep stretching, and honestly, Science of Stretching, Lucas Roundwood, Yoga Body. Just go. He's awesome. Seriously, he's awesome. And his material is awesome. Anyway, I'll leave you with this one stretch. Bye. Oh, yeah.